All right, welcome back to another video. I'm John from Northeast Elite Fishing. Thanks for joining me today. The ice is off and it's time to get going here. This will be our first video of what will be season 2. We had a great year last year. I want to thank everybody for, coming out, watching the videos, supporting the channel. Tons of great feedback last year. And I think this year is going to be a lot more of the same, if not better. So hopefully you'll stick with me. Hopefully you'll consider subscribing to the channel to support us so we can get out to more anglers. Today we have a pretty good show for you guys. What we're going to do is we are going to troll for spring brown trouts. All right, so with the ice being just off maybe a few weeks, it's a great time of the year to go after these brown trout. So first thing in the year, these brown trout are coming out of their winter pattern, and what they're doing is they're going to push up. They're going to push up along the shoreline, and what they're looking for, they're going to cruise those shorelines until those bait fish move in, and they'll have their spring feed on. One of my favorite ways to go after these brown trout is real simple, just with a plain old trolling spoon. Now, I have various sizes and colors, and one of the things that we look for when we first get out is, what does the water quality look like? So generally speaking, I will start out with a much smaller spoon. This just happens to be a Wonder Bread. You can see that it's a little guy, it's a stinger, and in comparison to a standard spoon, you can see we're running a lot smaller. Reason for that is these brown trout in the beginning of the season, they're coming out of their winter slumber, so to speak, and they're looking for that small meal that they can quickly get in, digest, and get energy from until those bait fish start coming in, and then they'll start gorging on them. So we're going to start out small. We're going to look at the water itself. Is it cloudy? So that'll kind of determine what type of color we use to start out. What's the day like? You could see overcast. It's pretty flat today. Water is pretty clear, so it might be a little challenging out here. You want a little cloudy water. You don't want it too cloudy so that they can't see the spoon, but you definitely want some cloud to the water. If it's super clear, which it isn't today, it's a little clear, you can still see that there's a little cloudiness to it. But if it's super clear, you might be in for a boat ride for the day. So a few of my favorites to start out with. This will probably go out today. So this is Bloody Nose. This is a great spoon for the springtime. Again, this is a stinger, good color. I'm going to say Blue Jeans is also a good choice. Trout, one of the prime colors that they can see very well is blue. So blue is always a good color. The reason I like red is trout vision on red is very distinct. They see that much differently and with much more clarity than we do. So red is also a good color, and I'm going to probably go with Wonder Bread. Real simple setup today. We're going to set up, we're going to take our poles that we normally use in the downrigger and basically just come off of the swivel with a trolling weight. All right, so here's what we're going to do setup wise. Real simple. These trolling weights, they have swivels on each side of them. So we're going to hook one end of it up to our swivel on our leader, and then we're going to come off the other side with about 6 foot. I'm probably going to use like a 10-pound test today, a 10-pound fluorocarbon. Try to keep it a little clear. We'll try to stay a little stealthy. Now, as far as the spoons go, I'm probably going to go Bloody Nose. I don't know, maybe we'll try Wonder Bread. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to set one planer board up with 2 colors, which will put me down about 10 feet. And I think what we'll do is we'll go with this little guy here. It's silverback green with the dots. a little smaller spoon. So spring brown trout, this is the one time of the year that you don't need anything fancy to go after these fish. So you know, your walleye pole, your pole that you use for bass, pretty much anything will work. What I'm going to do to make it a little bit easier today is I have a DS3 swivel and about 6 feet of fluorocarbon 10-pound leader, and on the other end a DS1 swivel. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I plan on changing quite often today, because there's some other presentations that I want to try. So and you don't have to do this, you can tie on, it's really not a big deal. The weight itself has a dual barrel swivel on it, so you could tie your leader directly onto that. I'm doing this just because you know, I'm gonna want to change out quickly, so rather than tying a million knots, I'm just gonna do it this way. So that's what we got there, and that DS3 goes up on the top end. And then for this particular one, I'm going to hook bloody nose on this one, and this pole is ready to go. So you could see you want to stay around that 6 foot mark, only because once you get to the top end, it still gives you some room to fight the fish. If you have 10 feet of leader on, you're never going to get that fish close enough to the boat. So you know, I have an 8'6" rod, 6 foot leader, works out perfectly fine. All right, so this guy's ready to go. We'll stick that guy in the downrigger pole holder for now until we get the other lines tied up. We're probably going to set ourselves up in that, I'm going to say probably like 6 to 15 foot depth range. Maybe we'll do some side scans, see if we can find some fish, and definitely keeping an eye on water temperature. So right now water temperature is about 41 degrees, so it's cold. They get more and more active as that water temperature increases. So you know, as we get a little bit closer to shore, I'm thinking that, you know, we'll see that go up a little bit. We had a really warm day yesterday. It was like 77 degrees, and hopefully that sparks the bite today. So let me get set up. I'll get some poles set up and we'll see what happens. Stick with me. All right, so to add a little stealth to what we're trying to present here, being that the water's a little clear today, and I don't think I can get you a good shot, but if you look down, you could see the silver down there. That's the top of my lower unit, my engine, and you want it to be a little cloudy. You know, you can go up front, look at the electric motor, or you know, I could look at the transducer pole to kind of get a gauge on how cloudy it is. The water's pretty clear, so we might struggle a little bit today. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a planer board to my outside line. That way I'll get it away from the boat. That way, if these guys are a little boat shy because the water's so clear, you know, that'll give us a little bit of an advantage there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 2 colors and a planer board, and I'll put out another spoon going out to the other side and see how that goes. Now, one of the things you'll notice is I have the poles pretty much flat with the water. I like to keep them down as much as possible. That way the line rides in the water a little bit deeper, and it gives you a little bit better bite, a little bit better bounce on the spoon itself. So let me get that other line set up, and we'll get that out, and that'll be our third presentation for this morning. All right, so for the third line, I'm going to put something out a little bit more gaudy. This one is kind of like a prism color. It's got some little gold flakes inside, and it's gold back. Being that it's on 2 colors, I don't need the weight on this one, so I'm going to go directly to the swivel and just put it out like I normally would and get it out on a planer board. There we go. Yeah, he came out and hit it hard. And I mean, we are like right up on shore. So that was a really good hit. Just want to keep on to that other line. All right, there we go. Bloody nose did the trick. Like I said, he was cruising up like super close to that shoreline, and you could see that he's not huge. Nice brown, probably about, I'm going to say about 15, but hefty guy. So let's get him back. There it goes. So the one thing I did notice is the water down on this end, when we're up on the other end there, it was around 41. It's 42.8. So, you know, they might have been tracking just a little bit warmer temperature down here. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll get into them down here. All right, so we had a speed about 1.8, 55 feet of line out, and we're going with the wind. So let's see if we can make lightning strike in the same spot twice. So you guys can see I'm in 30 feet of water, but just a little ways in from me, it's a huge drop right there. So our lines are sitting right in here somewhere in that, you know, maybe 15 feet of water. This lake drops off in a very steep fashion, so you know that's me with my forward facing pointed in toward the shoreline so that you could just see the variation. Now when I come back out here, I'm in 28 all day long, but you have to take into consideration where your lines are. You know, we're out away from the boat. Now this side I'm probably even deeper, but with two colors, you know, I'm down 10 feet. So we kind of have a little variation in depth. There we go. There we go. So I added a little weight. Oh, I think I lost him. I lost him. Well, he was dancing. That's all right though, because I added a little trolling weight. I don't know if you guys can see that out there. Just a ½ ounce trolling weight, got it down about 8-9 feet, and on the bloody nose again, he hit it. So a real good whack that time, but he certainly got off. All right, gang, well that's gonna about do it for me. So not super productive today, but great day. Got out, got the lines wet, ended up with one in the boat, missed one as you saw. Still have a lot of confidence in trolling with spoons early on for brown trout. Water temp probably could do to come up a little bit, but overall good day. It was a great day to get out, get the boat on the water, see if we had to make any improvements to the boat. Seemed like everything worked well. Right at the end, I did have a battery that died on me, so I barely got the Altera stored, but we'll check that out during the week, and hopefully later on this week we'll get back out here and we'll give it another shot. Hopefully you guys will stick with me. Hopefully you'll hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon out on the water.